Then we can move on and talk about potential trade chips, potential free agent signings, or what they might do during the NBA draft, which is not very much. We can then move on to that. So beginning with the one that will probably not do much with, that being the NBA draft. Currently I have only one draft pick, that being a late second round draft pick. So whether they keep that, trade that, doesn't really matter that much in my opinion. I would probably prefer to keep it and try to get a dart throw with another second round draft pick. Have gotten some good production from guys like Max Christie, a former second round draft pick back in 2022 for them, or then for even a guy like Austin Reaves who went undrafted, could have been a second round draft pick, so you never know what you might be able to find. So hopefully they do keep it, or maybe potentially trade it and trade up a little bit higher in the draft. Wouldn't be mad to see them do that. But apart from that, and then for the guys that are actually on their team and might be trade chips, talking about expiring contracts, we got Rui Hachimura having an $18.2 million expiring contract. Definitely wouldn't trade him for just nothing. Has to be a great trade to trade a guy like Rui, but they might explore it. Or then for a guy like Gabe Vincent, also under an expiring contract worth $11.5 million, and he definitely could be on the radar as a trade chip for them. Doesn't have a contract that's too big or too small, so he could be a one-for-one trade chip, or be part of a bigger trade and potentially net them a big-time difference maker. So definitely watch out for Gabe Vincent, albeit don't want to trade him for just nothing. Is a quality role player for them and did have some good moments for their team, so I wouldn't be mad at keeping him, but they also could look to trade him. Moving down the line here though, we got Maxi Kleber, also under an expiring contract worth about $11 million. Did play a little bit with their team in Game 5, so can't really say if he's a part of the future or not. Definitely could be a part of a trade for them. Does have that $11 million salary, so is also in that range of a guy that could net them a quality player in a one-for-one trade, or could be part of a bigger trade. So watch out for both Vincent and Maxi Kleber in trade talks. After that though, we got guys that are under longer term contracts and probably are not very likely to be traded. Number one being Austin Reaves. Yes, he did underperform in their latest playoff series and many fans are not happy with him. But at the end of the day here, you don't want to trade a great valued contract for a guy that gives you about 20 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, 5 assists per game, and on some efficient 3-point shooting. Not to mention has played well in the postseason up until this point. That was really his first bad playoff performance, so I'm definitely not giving up on Reaves and not trading him for just anything. It would take quite a bit for me to trade him, and quite a bit for them to trade him as well. After him though, we got a guy like Jared Vanderbilt, under contract until 2028, and between the prior injury history, the fact that he's a good role player for them, and then with him under contract that long, probably not much trade value to be had here and probably not a very likely trade candidate. After those two though, we got young trade prospects or young potential trade chips, and then expiring contracts that are not worth much. A guy like Shake Milton for example, under contract but under a completely non-guaranteed contract and definitely not much trade value here, so simply could be a throw-in chip if they want to trade him. Then for a guy like Jordan Goodwin, like I said, could potentially be brought back on an expiring contract via team option, so he could also be a trade chip, albeit not one they probably want to trade and would prefer him as depth off the bench. Then for their young assets, I guess beginning with Bronny, does have some value I guess and is under contract until 2028, but I really doubt they look to trade him, especially if LeBron does come back. Then finally for Dalton Knecht, probably their best young trade asset. If they would look to trade him, could be valuable as a former first round draft pick, a former rookie that did have a pretty good rookie year, and a guy that does have untapped potential.